weeks of iResearch. There were many challenges, there were many ups and downs, there were setbacks. There was a huge feeling of achievement all of the way along until we got to the end. It was full of surprises. But we all had one thing in common, and that was this community of feeling that we knew what we were doing and we had to simply get to the end. And iResearch, I think, has a lot of similarities in that way. And I have to thank so many people for making this happen. First of all, Mike Dorr and the NERC. Mike had the foresight right at the beginning to appreciate the platform that the Big Blind Walk could give iResearch and put his weight behind it. And he has been a wonderful friend and a great supporter. And I can't thank him enough for the enthusiasm he brought to the whole project. I must also thank my amazing guides and I did the simple stuff. I just walked. They had to navigate the route. They had to read the maps. They had to keep me on the straight and narrow. And over the 1,089 miles, 55 days, and over 2.5 million steps that I took, I could have twisted my ankle or done something to my knee or whatever. And my goodness me, they verbalized the route. They explained the landscape, the terrain, the obstacles on the ground and overhead. And so I really, really pay tribute to them for the way that they literally got me through it. We also, and I have to thank the walking companions, they were wonderful as well and kept me going. Sue and Tim Harrod, who are here, wonderful book, Sue. And also Colin Shue. Colin had extraordinary stamina. He actually joined me on a really, really tough day. And he got through to the end. He just gritted his teeth, head down, and we made it happen. I also want to thank my wife, Laura, without whom this project just would not literally have got off the ground. She wasn't just a brilliant foot doctor and chef. She drove the motorhome, she put up the tent and took it down every day. We moved camp every day. But she also, if anybody wants a PR guru on board, she is it. She got us onto Radio 2 8 times. We were in the press, we're on the telly. No doubt you spotted us somewhere in the media. And I also want to thank the donors, many of whom are here today. You were incredibly generous, and thank you so much for all your supportive comments online. The Big Blind Walk, you'll be pleased to hear, is still taking donations, so if you're feeling guilty and you haven't given us a donation, please go to bigblindwalk.com and click on donate. It's very, very easy. This walk, I think, was very much a triumph of companionship and camaraderie and a community spirit and coordination, thanks to my wife, but also certainly of connectivity. I think what we managed to achieve was really something special with the public out there. There's no question that iResearch confuses people, and it does need explaining, but Cyclos really touches people. And I'm just sorry that we weren't able to get to 1 million, 2, 3, 5 million people. But those that we did meet along the way, and those that followed us on our tracker or in the media, certainly felt that with the narrative that we were creating, that it was really well worthwhile putting money into the Big Blind Walk and supporting the National iResearch Centre. My memories are absolutely legion, but I just wanted to pick out a few for you. First of all, the homeless lady in Stroud, who rummaged in her bag, brought out a few tins of lager and then a 50p piece. And she said, "This is for the walk, and I'm sorry I don't have any more to give you." The Countess of Wessex, who walked with us into Stroud, she really literally walked the extra mile and did so much, I think, for the profile of iResearch, which was obviously one of the aims of the walk. And I just thank her hugely for that. Meeting the Buddhist monks just outside Gretna Green, what a wonderful bunch of people. They had such spirit and such soul, and they were so excited to get involved with this big blind walk and to be photographed with us as we were walking north. Other memories, certainly listening to curlews for the first time in the lowlands, meeting two old chaps sitting in a stream just outside a place called Tyndrum. We asked them what they were doing, and they said, "We're panning for gold, of course." And one of them had in fact found enough gold in that stream the week before to make 3 gold rings. I mean, just wonderful stuff. And then, of course, as described to me, the views of Scotland for the first time up at the top of a Cumbrian fell. Walking with the army. The British Army walked with me for 3 days into John O'Groats, and one of them was a Royal Marine, and he was so moved by the walk that he ripped off his patches that he'd worn in Afghanistan and gave them to me. And that was a very, very moving experience, in fact, and I think underlined just what the Big Blind Walk has done to people who understand the narrative behind it. I would want to just say a couple of things about the voluntary sector in general. One of the things I learned about this walk is that not everybody is on board. God bless the National Eye Research Centre for the support they've given me, but I was astonished by the lack of support by some charities, even involved in the disease that I have, that sat on their thumbs and didn't even have the grace to say good luck or congratulations. And I think that's something that is a bitter pill for me to swallow, but a reality check, and has given me essentially greater strength to go on and try and do something about the politicking and the inward-looking stance that so many of these charities have. So really, those are some of my memories. My takeaways are that iResearch has enormous potential, but we just have to continue to be so much more proactive and engaging. And I hope that I've been able to, with my wife and with our walking companions and guides and supporters and donors and so on, actually encourage people to think about research in a different way and understand the connection between the work that's going on to enhance and correct vision on the one hand and the science on the other to preserve and protect sight. And I hope that the Big Blind Walk has given iResearch a higher profile and certainly an image that is a bit more recognisable, and I hope a language that is a bit more understandable, and certainly a context that is a bit more inspirational. And I just leave you with a mantra that I had in the back of my head when I was walking, and it was about persistence. And I think this is something I know that researchers, those world-leading researchers who are with us today, will appreciate, and others, I believe, would be well advised to take on board. And it goes like this: nothing in the world can replace persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is so common as unsuccessful people with talent. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Persistence and determination are omnipotent. And I think that is something that certainly carried me through, and I think iResearch would do well to take on board. So thank you very much for listening to me. You won't be surprised to hear that I've got another plan. This is the Big Blind Cycle in 2020. My wife has said no. I've got a little bit of work to do. But that's something that I would love the National Research Centre to get involved in if and when. So please watch this space. And as I said, if you haven't donated, please just click on the donate page. Thank you so much. And I'm out of time. It's over to Sharon, I believe. Thank you.